Welcome to the Spiritual AF Life podcast, a magical place where your host, Heather Danielle, psychic medium, will bring the mystical woo-woo world down to earth in practical ways. Tune in every Monday for your weekly reading and on Wednesdays to hear fascinating conversations with spiritual experts, uplifting stories, and deep dives into the metaphysical world, all to help you tap into the invisible guidance that's all around you. It's time to start living a spiritual AF life. Get cozy. The conversation is starting now.
What's up? How is it going, you Lightworker? And I'm calling you a Lightworker today because I know that everybody who is listening in is a person who is sent here to this crazy, amazing planet to spread their light. So I figured that today we would use Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle deck. It is a gorgeous deck. I absolutely love her book as well. I believe it's called Light is the New Black. That was a really, really good book. And I will put the link to the card deck and the book and everything else of Rebecca Campbell's in the show notes so you can check her out. Absolutely love it. She deals a lot with like the Starseeds and the intergalactic guides and everything that's far beyond this world. Now, I know that you are excited to hear this week's reading because, in case you don't know, we did not have coffee and cards on Sunday, which was a bummer. Every single Sunday, I go live at 9 a.m. Eastern on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and I give free card readings. And it's always a fun time in the comments where just a spiritual community comes together, and we also learn a lot and we listen to other people's messages. And oftentimes, there's so many messages for everybody that comes on board, and we always end with pick a card at the end so that everybody will get a chance to get a message from their spirit guide, past loved ones, or angels. But I want to let you know we are having a special event because I could not do coffee and cards on Sunday. We are going to have cocktails and cards on Tuesday. So that is going to be tomorrow. You do not have to RSVP, but just make sure that you are following me on either Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, wherever you tune into live videos and wherever you follow me, because you will refresh it and you'll see me live and we are going to have a little bit of fun. You don't have to bring a cocktail. You can bring a mocktail if you want, or just sip on some water. And we are going to have some fun while we do the readings and we make up for our spiritual connection that we did not get during coffee and cards on Sunday. Now, one more announcement really quick before we dive into the reading today, and that is the Coffee and Cards Club is still open. So yes, I do the coffee and cards readings on Sundays, but because we have so much fun on Sundays, just being together and learning and growing and hearing messages, I created a coffee and cards club, and that is a place where you have the club area where you can learn through the resources and classes, including you get the Oracle 101 course that was just released for free. So you get that stuff. You also get the community area where we get together, we do practice readings, and it's just a whole bunch of fun in the chat room there. And then we also have challenges every single month where I'll help you maybe become a card reader, help you with your spiritual connection. And it doesn't matter if you want to read for yourself or other people because it's all encompassing, same. And then we also get together once a month for our psychic and mediumship development circle where you can also use cards if you want. It's a lot of fun. And then we also have our office hours as well that are every other week. And we're going to be meeting, I believe it is this Tuesday. So office hours, you can jump in and jump off depending on how many questions that you have. And it's a lot of fun. So if you are interested in that, I will put the link in the show notes. Okay, so let's get started with this week's reading. We are going with Monday's card. Monday's card is Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in Subtle Realms. Oh my gosh. So this is today's card. It is really showing you that you have a lot of higher dimensional beings and a lot of ascended masters that are with you, okay? And it's really helping you see the bigger picture of things. Don't get caught in the nitty-gritty details of Monday's energy, okay? And also be aware of fear mongering, all right? So be aware of people and even things around you that are trying to instill fear in you. Don't get caught up in that. Just enjoy the moment and trust that if you were supposed to be doing something to either prepare, etc., you would be given that insight, that intuitive hits, and those kinds of things. And one example that I want to give you is, even during the pandemic and everything else, like, oh my gosh, is the world going to end? All these other crazy things. Okay, the world didn't end. We were okay. Just like with the Mayan calendar ending, we still survived. We survived Y2K, if you remember that. So it's the exact same kind of situation. Just kind of trust that you are being guided and you are always going to be supported, and kind of trust that your intuition, at the very least, is what's going to help guide you if you needed to do something. Okay, so I just wanted you to read a little bit of this a book about the Council of Light. And just in case you don't know, it is a team of benevolent beings who are here to assist you in raising the consciousness of the planet. They are here to help you achieve your soul mission and are guiding you at every step of the way. However, because we live in a world where free will resides, they cannot help you without your permission. If you would like their assistance, it is time to ask them, and no kind of request is too big or too small. Think of them as your personal team of helpers in the spiritual realm. They are a team consisting of ascended masters, light beings, angels, and guides devoted to rising the planet, Earth, and the humanity. And it says, if you are a light worker, which you are, by the way, if you're listening to my voice right now, you are a light worker. It is from them that you will receive your personal mission. It says, like a spirit world of United Nations, they want to thank you so much for doing this work and devoting your life to uplifting the planet. And I love that too, because you volunteered to come down here, and it's a very tough planet, and you need to give yourself a little bit of freaking slack, okay? Like, you just need to. You don't have to be perfect. You are here to make mistakes. You are here to learn and to grow. And even in this message for Monday, they are letting you know, like, hey, don't get caught up in small stuff, and it's all small stuff. That is literally going to be your motto for today. Okay, so now we are going to move on to Tuesday's card, and it is a deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. And honestly, like Tuesday, when I do the cocktails and cards, it is like totally free. And I really feel if you can make it, I believe it's at 6 p.m. Eastern, you should really try to make it, because it might have a message for you, or some kind of thing will happen that will just make you feel a little bit closer to your spiritual team. And especially when it says be held, it's like allow people to help you, allow people to be of service to you. And this could be in little baby ways, taking the compliments, allowing people to do things for you. It's like you can't be resistant to help and then also receive abundance. They're conflicting energies. So it's like you have to be able to receive messages, to be able to receive love, to receive guidance, to receive hope, to receive all those little baby things, because Spirit really wants to bring you a lot of amazingness into your life, but you have to be open to receiving it, and you may be subconsciously blocking it. Also, be aware of self-sabotage on Tuesday, okay? And I just want to read you a little bit of what this card says. It says, the most selfless thing you can do is to fill up your own inner well. When you're running around half filled, we subconsciously look to things and people around us to give the nourishment and the nurturing that we so deeply crave. Nothing can grow in barren lands. You are no good to anyone if you're running on empty. The feminine is bountiful, fertile, and rich. Tend to your own well and watch as the amount you have to give multiplies. And remember, the receiving energy is feminine. The masculine energy is the action, is the go, 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 is the always thinking. Think of this way. The masculine energy is outward. It kind of is like the energy pushes outward. Now we need to be receptive, receiving, allow. And that is going to be the biggest takeaway on Tuesday. And also rest. It's a rest day. It's a recharge day. It's a day to put things off. Okay, try not to do a whole bunch of stuff on Tuesday. Just allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to recharge. All right, now going on to Wednesday's card. And if you haven't looked at these cards, they are beautiful. I will be posting them like I do every time on Facebook, definitely. Trying to get over on Instagram, but if you don't see my Instagram, then head on over to Facebook. All right, for some reason, the number 114 is really standing out. So this could be January 14th or maybe even April 11th. So just keep an eye on all those ones and fours. So definitely 111s, 444s is what I would be looking out if I were you. Ooh, and I love this card. It says, Lumira, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Ooh, I love it. It says Lemura, or Mu, M-U, is one of the Earth's lost lands, where heaven really was a place on Earth, a time before we were kicked out of the Garden of Eden. In Lemura, life worked in harmony. All beings were seen as equal, and we were deeply reverent to Mother Earth. We knew that the mosquito was no worse than us, and the sun no better. Perhaps you two believe that heaven can really be a place on Earth. Perhaps you are part of the transition team who, at a soul level, are devoted to creating this kind of harmony on the planet now. Thank you for wanting to do this work. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the state of affairs on the planet right now, but you are being encouraged to keep holding the clear vision of the future. It's closer than you think. And the reason why that I feel like I really bring this up right now is because I am guilty of this as well. We think of Earth as like a rough planet, as like man, such an unpredictable planet, such a tough planet to live in. And there it is. It is a tough planet to live in, especially energetically, because it's not like we're all just surrounded by light beings. We have a lot of dark beings here. We have this need to have balance. So where there's light, there's dark. We are a planet that is basically, in my opinion, based off on the yin yang cycle. Okay, so for every good thing, there's like a bad thing, right? There's goes back and forth. We have to have this balance. And if you notice, we have a lot of animals that are becoming extinct and things like that because we are disbalancing, if you will, the ecosystem. And so that's why it's so important on planet Earth to have the good and the bad. That's the reason why that if you think bad, you're going to see the bad. That's the reason why that if you think good, you're going to see the good, because it's both there. But which one are you going to say is your true reality? And so what we need to do, especially on Wednesday, is we really need to focus on more of that positive thinking. And it's not just because we want to manifest good things, but because you can see planet Earth, your home right now, as a rough planet that's kind of tough to get through, or you can also see it as one of the most beautiful planets, because it is. It's a beautiful, gorgeous planet that has so many different kinds of terrain, so many different kinds of animals, so many different kinds of sea creatures. It is truly gorgeous and beautiful. And what I feel like on Wednesday, it's really saying to look at Earth as your home, as your home, as your beautiful planet that you were sent here to help, even directly or indirectly, on a small scale, big scale, to have the butterfly effect. And what I mean by the butterfly effect is that, maybe going ahead and cleaning up a little bit will help out your planet. Going ahead and making more conscious, purchases that will help out the planet will also help. So little baby things that you can do is what you're being called to do on Wednesday. And it's also being called to maybe go outside in nature, to like really connect, and to connect not just to, try and get some information, but to see it in its beauty. Because maybe if you appreciate where you're living right now a little bit more, that will help you feel a little bit better in your life and might have a ripple effect in your life. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind a little bit. And we're going to move on to Thursday's card. Now, Thursday's card, there's actually two cards that came up. And it's Mint Akan. So it's Mintakan. And it says longing for home, belonging, the original Lightworkers. So if you are traveling, then guess what? You might be a little bit of homesick, or you might be on your way back home on Thursday, but there's definitely this closest of wanting to be like with your family. And it's funny because I am traveling this week. So it's so funny. I am arriving to my location on Wednesday. So yeah, maybe on Thursday I will be missing home. But it's also not just talking about the home like that you reside in, whether it's Florida or Michigan or wherever that you are located. It's actually talking too about your star home. Okay, the home that we were just talking about, kind of like maybe Earth isn't your true home. Maybe you did not spend that many lifetimes here on Earth. Maybe that's why it's a little bit more difficult for you. So many of us are from other galaxies, other star planets, and we knew that Earth was in trouble, so we came down here to help. So kind of think about that and think about yourself if you're like a star seed, and I don't know, like seeing if you really resonate with that. Going ahead and looking at this card, checking some of those links in the show notes too, that will talk a little bit about a star seed to see, okay, is that me? All right. And then on Thursday as well is the Pleiades. And I love the Pleiades because this is a star nation, if you will, AKA, they don't like to be called this, but aliens who are so based in love. And a lot of people say that they are one of the number one people trying to help us out. well, not people, but alien Space Force. I know that you kind of understood what I was saying, but they are the number ones that are helping us out here on planet Earth, and they're all about love. So a lot of times when you hear these stories of like the aliens, like, oh yeah, the ship was shooting at an alien spacecraft and it didn't even hit the spacecraft. And what ended up happening was they were absorbing all that ammo. And they've actually stopped like wars. Like you should listen to some of the documentaries on Netflix. I'll try and put some links in the show notes, but it's like really where one ship was also trying to shoot down another ship and the aliens invaded and they absorbed all the ammo. Isn't that nuts? But now apparently, like in this one story, it was, I don't know, I'm sure like a week later, and all that ammo ended up being shot into like a different ship. Apparently nobody was killed or anything, but it was like the aliens went ahead and absorbed all that ammo, and then a week later went and shot like another ship, like that was halfway around the world. But apparently, from what I gathered, it was trying to stop a war. And by the aliens taking the ammo and then shooting that ship that was like halfway across the world or whatever with that ammo, that it was able to stop that from happening. I don't remember all the nitty-gritty details, but I will try to remember which one it was and then put it in the show notes for you. Okay. Another thing about the Palladians too is that it's really talking about they are trying to up level your energy right now. So be wary of that. You might be becoming a little bit more interested in the Starseed stuff, a little more interested in like the aliens, Egypt. You also might notice too that your body can't handle the foods like it used to. And I'm not just talking about animal products, but I'm also talking about processed foods and food dyes and things like that. Now, some of us cannot handle raw veggies. So I would definitely be looking into like steaming veggies. Like that might also help, because think about it this way. I will keep on telling you this until I get it through to you, is that the vegetables that we eat and the fruit that we eat, that is living energy. And so when you put living things into your body, you feed your living prana, your living chi, your living energy. Now, when you are eating food that is dead, like dairy products and meat and processed foods, that's all dead. So you're literally putting dead things into your body. And so how is that affecting your chi, your prana, your energy field? Okay, so now we are going to go on to Friday's card, which is Trust the Niggle. And it says, what is a niggling feeling trying to tell you? Immediately, I get that you really need to reach out to somebody. So whether this is going to be someone that's like a psychic or a medium, or someone that you've been thinking about, but you definitely just need to start that conversation with them. They're telling me that on Friday that it's not good for you just to work by yourself. It's literally saying that they don't want you spinning your wheels. And so they're like, hey, going ahead, reaching out to someone, it can't hurt. And also maybe even investing in yourself. There's something there as well. Maybe you haven't done something because of money and finances, but they're almost like telling me to do it because it's going to be a learning experience and it might turn out better than you planned. So it might not come out exactly as you planned, but it might come out better than you planned. And it's saying to going ahead and tuning into your own intuition, into your own body, and being like, okay, what is this telling me? And I know I already told you that, but specifically, I want you to feel all the feelings on Friday. So if you are feeling something, whether it's, happiness, anger, sadness, whatever it is, I want you to tune in a little bit more to it. And I want you to be like, okay, what is this telling me? Feel the feelings. So oftentimes we don't feel our feelings. We just kind of think, okay, I'm mad, I'm happy, or whatever it is, but go into that a little bit. And that also may help you get a little bit more answers of what you were looking for. And it also might give you a little bit more clarity. And also healing. So we can also heal a lot by trusting in what we're feeling. And that's also going to help strengthen your intuition, because instead of discounting some of the things and the feelings that you're getting, you're going to be tuning into it, right? Intuition inside. And that is going to help you make better decisions, make you feel a little bit more comfortable in life, a little bit happier, and definitely a lot more secure. Oh my goodness, this was such a good reading. I hope that you go ahead and you like the post and look at the pretty pictures of all these cards, because it is astounding card work. And then I hope I see you tomorrow for Cocktails and Cards. I will see you then.
Thanks for tuning in to the Spiritual AF Life podcast. You'll find all the links to resources and more in the show notes. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the incredible episodes that are coming up.